My name is Aaron Stark, and so I'm with the Azure Skilling team, and it's really excited to take everybody through our plans today. And first and foremost, this will mostly be about Python, how GitHub Copilot comes into that, and what actual Microsoft plans are. And we really see this as transforming the way we think about skilling and how developers can really build their expertise across different Azure technologies and Azure services. So whether you're just starting with Python or looking to sharpen your skills, today we're going to explore two different curated collections that have multiple different learning paths, different learning modules, videos, and other resources that talk about the cutting edge AI tools that have been designed and launched to help you master all the key concepts and hopefully apply them in real world scenarios for Python. So I'll take this moment here to give a little bit more context information, but what you'll see on the screen is our official plan that has Python infused throughout. So this is going to be build AI apps with Azure services and our best practices. That is really looking at how AI app development, the database, and integration of AI services coming together for this application. But before we get into all of that, I really want to take a moment to explain what Microsoft plans are and the role that they play in what we think of for skilling developers and skilling our customers. So plans are a really, really valuable very, very valuable resource because it brings in a lot of our different learn modalities that exist on our Learn platform, from videos, interactive content, challenges, as well as some virtual hands-on content and documentation into one place. So these plans are really designed to help guide developers and teams toward achieving their specific learning or skilling outcomes with built-in milestones. So on the right, you'll see these learning outcomes for this specific plan, which cover designing and building a cloud-native AI app, doing that with a database, as well as that integration of those AI services. So being able to have those milestones, being able to share this with your peers or your team, and also having automated different reminders to make sure that you are being kept on track is really one of the biggest highlights. Additionally, plans offer this curated official skilling experience that's really tailored to developers to help individuals and teams reach their learning goals. So with a lot of self-paced features and those automated nudges, we hope and have seen that developers and learners who want to stay on track, build their skills faster, or measure their progress have found a lot of success with this modality in using our official plans on Microsoft Learn. So shifting gears a little bit, outside of plans, we offer this as a modality across multiple different Azure technologies and services. If it comes to security, more depth in AI, as well as developer focused languages. But with the specific focus on Python for today, we definitely want to dive in a little bit more onto the intelligent apps portion. So just to give a little bit more clarity, what we mean when we say intelligent apps and why Python plays such a crucial role in it is applications that really leverage data and AI to provide engaging and personalized experiences. When we think of that, it is coming to three different areas around NLP, so natural language integration, as well as data-driven personalization and rapid feature delivery. So I'll give you guys like a little sneak peek, but when you start your plan on Learn, this is what the overall experience will look like. And given the fact that we're talking about intelligent apps, really looking into what does that mean for the cloud native platform? How is that coming to life through the infrastructure with AKS, as well as using Python to make sure that we have that data-driven personalization as well as the integration through AI. So you'll see here a bunch of different modules that link to the specific learning across each task that's involved with the different milestone. So factor in the databases and APIs. And then as we get further and further down the learn plan, you'll also see that there's additional learn paths that have a set of modules. So these are going to go a little bit deeper. They're going to cover they're going to cover the use case of AI apps with the database and PostSQL, as well as additional ones on actually how to put all of that together to build an AI Copilot. So this plan really covers that end-to-end integration when we think of apps, AI, data, and how Python is infused throughout to really make sure that our apps are coming alive and developers that are using Python as their primary language, whether more on the ML side or to build AI models and solutions, have a place to refine their skills and deep dive into maybe some different topics that they hadn't been seen before. So additionally on here, I also want to add how the trends we're seeing with skilling and with the emergence of AI and what that means for Python is robust, to say the least. Specifically, in recent months, we've had the opportunity to observe a significant shift from developers and organizations that are adopting AI through applications built with Python. So companies are definitely leveraging Python and the ecosystem of Python to create intelligent apps or AI-empowered apps that really bring in their customers and create different experiences in meaningful ways. And so the trend that we saw here that we're continuing seeing push through the end of this year, we only foresee that to get stronger in 2025 and the focus to become even more prevalent on that intersection of AI and app development with Python. So as a team, we're looking to embrace all the new challenges that come with that and really looking into some of what those new use cases could be. A couple of the high level things that we're seeing on the skilling side is really that focus again on intelligent apps with Python through personalization and product discovery. So building out applications or solutions that are AI powered, built with Python, but tailoring the user experience to individual preferences. And anything that is heavy on the personalization side is going to be deep into data, really leveraging the Azure tech stack across data to make sure that that integration is tight. The next piece we're going to see a lot of is the content integration, or excuse me, content generation and marketing. So automating a lot of content creation and optimizing marketing strategies through the use of AI and Gen AI specifically is something that has already been prevalent, but I think we're going to see a lot more of the refinement come through on what that looks like from the consumer side. The next piece is going to be service and support. So I know that there's a lot of developers, individual and also developers that work in different organizations, looking at how enhancing customer support with these AI-driven chatbots and different kind of virtual assistants are going to be one of the main focal points moving forward in FY25 as well. And then lastly, we're as a company and Azure definitely are really excited about this shift into agentic behavior, really looking into building out custom Copilots and custom Copilot agents, really that are focused on that development of AI assistants, helping all users and developers to accomplish tasks more efficiently. So a lot of these innovations are going to be powered by Python's versatility and the efficiency that's provided by tools like GitHub Copilot, which accelerates development by offering a lot of these intelligent code suggestions. So shifting gears slightly, there is another skilling plan that is very similar, or the format is similar to what we just went through for intelligent apps. However, for this skilling plan, the focus is all going to be on accelerating app development by using GitHub Copilot. So again, Python is a huge part of this, infused throughout the different milestones and the different modules, learn paths and modalities on here as well. But when we think about those use cases that we've seen that have been very big for 2024 and thinking about what that shift might be for next year in 2025, we're also seeing that skilling is going to, what we believe, be a major vehicle in pushing all of this forward. So the shifts from AI into more agentic, really doubling down on this world of intelligent apps, skilling being critical for this landscape, especially with the rapid pace of how new technologies are emerging every few months. Keeping up requires continuous learning and adaptation. So these plans are kind of the brainchild of where that's come from. But as we think of the entire tech stack and how Python comes to life, GitHub Copilot has been a major driver factor of that as well. We like to think of GitHub Copilot as an AI paired programmer. That's also kind of where the Copilot name came from. So really marrying those two ideas together. But more importantly, GitHub Copilot helps you write code faster by suggesting different code snippets and functions as you type, hopefully reducing errors through coding by providing more accurate syntax and helping along in best practices as you bring your different apps to life. And then lastly, really GitHub Copilot being able to help you learn on the go. So exposing you to different libraries, code samples, and coding patterns, the integration of GitHub Copilot into your workflow ultimately would help you focus more on solving these more complex problems versus the more routine coding tasks. So with all of this, our team, Azure Scaling, have really taken it upon to try to make a deeper investment in what we think about these learning plans, how we want to enhance the learning experience. So hopefully in 2025, there will be some new things live that will be more interactive, more keeping up with the different technologies that are coming out. And lastly, really trying to bring that technical depth to a lot of what we do. And you'll see here briefly kind of go over this, and these links will also be provided, but GitHub Copilot plan is going to have the interactive modules that I had mentioned, as well as a lot of different articles and additional videos that my team has spent the time curating and helping just understand the technology as well as the integration into Azure. I think that's a big piece that sometimes you don't hear about when we think of different services and tools and how they all come together to help build on Azure. But really that integrated toolkit between Python and GitHub Copilot will help accelerate the incredible work and the awesome different application solutions that can be built on Azure. So with that, these are the two plans I wanted to bring today. Thank you so much for joining me on this short but fun journey exploring how Python, GitHub Copilot, and Microsoft Plans all come together to help you build intelligent applications, as well as offer a hub of resources to help you learn on any and all of these different technologies together. So I encourage you to check these out at your convenience. And that, I'll hand it back to Don.
Dawn, you've suffered the suffering of our current world.
I said such a wonderful and authentic thank you, and you missed it, but I'll say it again. Thank you so much. One of the things I really love, actually, and it might have been planned or just serendipitous, but I actually really love seeing the page that I'm going to navigate to, that you're sending me to. So the fact that we actually saw the plans and in front of us, people know what they're going to get into. I appreciate you, and I always really appreciate joining in and learning more from the Microsoft Learn team. Your coworkers are lovely. You're lovely. So thanks for being
and
here.
The content is so important. I remember around the time I was in advocacy for a while, and I wanted to be able to have some of the same skills that our developers and users had. So I wanted to pass AZ900. So what did I do? I went to Learn. I took all the AZ900 Learn content, and look at me now. I got my AZ900s.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again so much, Jay and Don.